Okay, welcome. I will give you a tutorial about all the switches and buttons in the FA26-B, because I think like there's no tutorial on YouTube. So yeah, let's dive right into it. So if you start on the ground with the engine off, on the right side you have to close the canopy. So I will start with the switches from the left to the right, so you can skip in the video if you need only these switches or something like that. Okay, so we start with fuel dump. Obviously, if you have too much fuel, you can turn that on, and then you will lose the fuel. This one is for in-game music with volume. There's a mod to connect it with your Spotify or something like that. Lights, obviously, if you fly in the night. Interior is this one. This one is interior, and instruments will make them green. You can also use your night vision in night missions. Anyway, so nav is the red and the green light. Strobe is the blinking light, and landing will only light if you have deployed your landing gear. Once you put it up, the landing light will also go off. Okay. What else do we have? Fuel port. If you're going to do air refueling, you have to open that, otherwise it won't work. Flight assist. I'm gonna start real quick. Okay, we are in the air now. So, flight assist is to, well, control the aircraft more stable. If you put that off, you will notice it's way harder to control. So this one is assisting you. You can, if a radar missile is coming towards you, you can, what I sometimes do if I have no other options, you can hold your hand like that, and shortly before the missile is impacting, you deactivate it and push up, because you will do a hard turn then. It will put a lot of G's, but it's a simulation, so you won't be affected. But you have better chances to avoid the missile then. So with G limit, I always pull that off, because you can do way sharper turns then, though you have to watch out for blacking out. If you turn it on, the aircraft will limit the G's for itself. Yeah, well, I always turned it off. If you wonder what cato trim is, if you're on an aircraft carrier or a normal landing field and you turn it on, you only have to put the throttle and the aircraft will push up on its own, so you don't have to hold on to the joystick. I mean, I never use that, so these are the individual assists. You can turn them off. So basically this is the same setting as this one. What else do we have? Okay, of course, throttle, CMS, countermeasures, flares, and chaff if you don't know what to use. Flare is for heat-seeking missiles and chaff is for radar missiles, though I mean chaffs do like nothing. Yeah, if a radar misses onto you, you're probably gonna get fucked. Okay, launch bar is for aircraft carrier startings. It's on the nose of your airfield. There will be like a small metal thing going down and hooking into the catapult, and then you will get launched. The hook is for aircraft landing. On the ass of your aircraft, there's a hook, and once you get to an aircraft carrier, can I show that to you? No, I don't have GGP. Okay. So there are arrestor hooks. No, arrestor, I don't know what they're called. There are like 4 sails on the aircraft carrier, and your hook will basically catch onto them. So there they are. Okay, I didn't see them. Anyway, so aircraft carrier, don't forget to put that down. If you don't do that, you will crash. Well, flaps will give you lift off while flying straight. So if you look on the HUD, you will see it's like W is where the nose of my aircraft is, and this ball with the 3 straps on it is like where the velocity vector of my aircraft is. So if I turn the flaps down, we will no longer gain lift and have to adjust it by our own. If I turn flaps back on, these will go down and they lift us without having to increase the I don't know the right word, the nose of the aircraft. So good for starting, and I use that for carrier landing. Yeah, landing gear, well, pretty clear what that one does. Lights for the front wheel, left wheel, right wheel. Master arm to enable your weapon systems. Without master arm, you can't shoot. Then with these ones, you turn on the MFD, and that should be clear also. These buttons are for the helmet. With the SR, you turn the visor down. Without the visor, you can only see the stats of the aircraft if you look through through this part. But if you put the visor on and you look out a window, you will still see like the speed and the height. Yeah, you can also, instead of pushing this button, you can grab your right or left ear and push with your middle finger, and it will apply the visor as well. Same goes with night vision gear. You can either press this button or you press in the middle of your head. It will also start. Alright. So we had this one. This is the radar warning something display. You will see here if a missile is locked onto you and about to kill you. Yes, on this screen you will see fuel information, like how much you use. You can also see about here how long you have to go on your current setting, the distance based on your speed, and the TVR. On this aircraft, TVR doesn't matter as much as on the F-35 and the AV-42. If you want to take off vertically, you have to have a TVR of over 1. It's the thrust to weight ratio. So how much thrust your aircraft can produce and how much you weigh, because weight obviously slows you down. And fuel obviously internal and external. So then the middle segment, hot. Yeah, you can make the doctor, but never used it before. Clear all the warnings. Altitude mode, there's ASL and RDR. Radar, RDR stands for radar. Means how much space is between you and the ground. So if you fly close over ground, this number will go close to 0. But if you put it to ASL, above sea level, you will always have the measurement based on the current sea level. You see, right now I'm 3 kilometers in the air. Sorry, I'm German, so I've used kilometers. And RDR says I'm only 1 kilometer above the ground. So clear waypoint if you have a waypoint somewhere. Oh no. Waypoint, you will also see this guidance to where the waypoint is. yeah, you can just delete that by pressing this one. Yes. So hot turns the hot on or off. HMCS is for the visor. Autopilot, there's nav. If you have a waypoint, nav will bring you to, I don't know with feet, but it brings you to 1,500 meters and will then fly you to the waypoint. HDG is for heading and will just maintain your heading. SPD stands for speed. You can also adjust it later here. Will automatically adjust the throttle then, but it won't go onto afterburner, so it will always use the most efficient way to use the fuel. Altitude just keeps you on your altitude. You can turn altitude on and still maneuver a bit, but it will eventually turn off if you lose too much altitude or heading. With swipe, you will swipe these screens. Maybe if you're like bombing and shooting M120s at the same time, you can like swipe them. I don't know if this is hindering your sight. Never using this button. Yeah, what else? A small tip: if you hold the throttle hand and you want to switch, you can just with your thumb, you just push it to the left, and it will automatically make this the screen a point of interest. You can switch with that. Doesn't tells you anywhere that stuff. Go on. What else do we have? We have radar, of course. This is the switch. If you wonder why your radar isn't working, you have to put that switch on. RVR. If you're it's this one. If you're getting locked on by radar missiles, you will hear a loud beep, and you can mute this. Then you will only get the visual warning on this display, or you can put it off. Then you will get no warning at all. Yeah. This one is for heading, so you can still adjust the heading. CRS, I don't know, Corset, no clue what this one is. Haven't figured that out. With Alt, you can adjust it later. And one thing is to say, if you're cruising a long distance, go as high as you can, about 12,000 meters or 30,000 feet, I don't know. Because the higher you go, the less denser the air is. Therefore, the less air resistance there is, that will slow you down, so you can go faster. But you will lose. Well, see, if there's no air and you're pulling on the joystick, you move your aircraft because of like the wind is coming to the wings, and if you push them like this, will like push the aircraft up or down. So the higher you are, the harder it is to maneuver the aircraft, but you can go faster. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you're getting into dogfights, it's still better to be higher than the enemy, even though you are less maneuverable, because height is energy, and if there's a missile coming towards you and it's fired from below you, the missile has to go up, so it loses a lot of energy. You have to, like when a radar missile is coming towards you, you always have to drain its energy, so it won't reach you. So if you're higher up than the missile, it obviously has to climb, and therefore losing a lot of its energy, because a missile is only, well, small, so it can only carry a specified amount of energy, and will use that very quickly up if it has to travel up to you. So keep that in mind. Always try to put the enemy radars to your side, enemy missiles. Yeah, that's another topic. Okay. So what else is there? The jettison system. if you press this button, nothing will happen if this light doesn't light up. For example, if you have it's for getting rid of your weapons, basically, to lose weight. So we can see we have a thrust weight from 0.98, 0.97 right now. So if I push the tanks one, it will drop my extra fuel tank. It will also put that down, even though if it would have something in it. And if I then push this button, we just eject it into the ocean. Same goes with empty if you have any empty weapons. For example, the rockets. So these are empty now, you can push empty and it will automatically get rid of the empty weapons. With all, you will get rid of all weapons except for the MG, because that's built internally, you can't drop that. So there you can see them drop. Oh no, that's... never mind, that was just explosions. Yeah, so jettison system. With none you can deactivate all the selection, but you have to arm the weapon again. Okay, yeah, fuel screen, we have that. Then these switches, engine 1, engine 2 of course. APU, this one creates power, so if you want to start your engines, you have to start the APU first, because otherwise the engines won't start, because your battery doesn't have enough power to spool up the engine. So just wait a bit and then you can turn both engines on the same time on. Also, it isn't very much, but once the engines, one of these values I think it was, the APU also does consume fuel, so turn it off once the engines are powered, because they will supply power down to your battery. Canopy, we have that. You can also put it on during flight, but it will fly away. I won't do that because it will be very loud then. Okay, brake lock. If you're on the ground, you put brake lock on. It basically does like if you're braking the whole time. Yeah, I never use that. Wings, I can't turn it on, but if you're on an aircraft carrier, sometimes you spawn with your wings folded up, so it consumes less space. Then with one of the newest updates, there was introduced multiplayer, so you can toggle team and global jet. If there are two teams, you can text with the enemy team if you select global. So you can speak with the enemy. Watch out that you don't give them any information about your team. Happened before. Team is only team, and on is, well, now I would broadcast everything I say. Push to talk is the lower button. I don't know, I'm on index, so the lower button. You also have to have the joystick in the hand to talk. And off, obviously, you can't talk at all. Volume is only the others, so you can't increase your own volume. It's only how loud you will hear them, and also the AI announcer. Yeah, this part is about adjusting the joystick. You can just press Alt and then put it on a comfortable place and press Alt again. Yeah, and also you can adjust the seat and the height. That was pretty much every button. Okay, well, I know, maybe I will do the other vehicles as well, but yeah, I don't know about that. So, have a nice day. Goodbye.